Hey guys, and welcome back to Dark Souls. So we're heading to Capra Demon this episode. We might not get to him, it might just be the whole of the Undead Burg, but we'll worry about that when we get to it. That was close. I had a feeling that guy was coming. Just run. Whoa. What's the delayed fire there? Let's just run past him, no need to bother. Whoa, I cut. Was that just because I was opening the door I couldn't use my Estus? Weird. Now, don't try this at home. For many reasons. One, look where my hands are. Two, if you actually tried sliding down a real ladder like that, you would get some sort of burn. Is metal burn a thing? I know rope burn and wood burn are things. Is metal burn? I'm proclaiming it to be a thing. So yeah, don't hurt yourself. Also, that's just generally stupid to do something like that. You know? Just take your time, walk on ladders the normal way. We might as well finish these guys up so they're not a problem for us later. So I know we're a bit away from Capra Demon, but let's talk some strats right now, just so you guys know how I go about it. Poise, incredibly important. This is why I picked up the Wolf Ring. If you're fighting Capra Demon and the dogs, which are a huge problem, the boss should really be Capra Demon and his two dogs. Just getting hit by those dogs or Capra Demon can easily stagger you, and you know, then it's just, you die, basically, right off the bat. I love the AI on these dogs. Sometimes they just stand still and wait for you to punch them in the face with a sword. You don't punch people with a sword, stab them. What I was saying is poise is incredibly important. See, because if you're going into that fight with leather armor or something, you're just gonna be hit like by the dog and then you're staggered and Capra Demon hits you and you're basically dead in 2 hits with this fight. Incredibly annoying, but that's just how it is. So yeah, it's very important to watch that. Also, know how to roll. Know when to stab through doors. Lovely mechanics Dark Souls has in. Oh, I thought they all burst open at once. I'm doing pretty good damage to these guys, and I think with Claymore +5, Capra Demon shouldn't be too difficult. Mailbreaker might have been a better choice though, you know, it's a really powerful weapon. And, that's just my dog you can probably hear back there. He's going insane. I don't know what at. Don't worry about him.
Somebody, anybody, help me. Damn, I'm finished. How did this ever happen?
I love how he's conveniently just talking when we walk along, just so we... Wait, why can I not open this door? Surely I... Oh, I'm an idiot. I didn't pick up the residence key earlier, and I talked about why I wasn't picking it up. And I forgot that you still need it to save Griggs, because for some reason Master Key doesn't work on that door. I feel like Master Key should, like, in the name, should open every door, surely. And yet it doesn't. In fact, there are several doors Master Key fails to open. Actually, a critical mistake I've made here is I still haven't turned in my Estus Flask. Or not Estus Flask. My, Soul of a Firekeeper. I wonder how that conversation goes down with Firekeepers. I mean, I know they don't all know each other, but surely there's some kinship there, you know? You can't just walk up and be like, This is the soul of one of your dead brethren. Can you use it to upgrade my Estus Flask so I can heal more? Thanks. I feel like that must be a pretty awkward conversation to have. Don't mind me just holding the dead heart of your sister. It's fine. It's really fine. You know... Sorry, I'm drinking water this time because I think I'm getting a bit sick. But I really wonder how much sort of intercommunication there is between the firekeepers. They're all bound to their fire, but surely knowing of their job and what it means, they must recognize that they aren't the only firekeepers out there. I mean, but they are bound to stay in the location of their fire. It's curious. Like, you think every once in a while Anastasia just sends up, like, a message to, I don't know, like, whatever that person wearing the bronze armor is in Anne Orlando? Do you think Anastasia even knows that she's there? I don't know. Who knows? It's actually interesting to think of. I really couldn't say either way. Summon sign down here, of course. We're not gonna summon. I said we weren't summoning earlier, and then I summoned 2 NPCs, and then I realized that I felt kind of bad about doing that when I said I wasn't summoning, so now I'm gonna compromise and say I'm not gonna summon other players. Now, there is actually a way to hit... I don't know exactly how to do it. It's kind of hard to line up, but I think you walk to, like, the edge of here or something, and then step like that, and then you can use a bow to look over the ledge and toss firebombs into the arena, basically, because Capra Demon and his dogs are already rendered in, actually, so you can hurt them when you're outside the arena, because there's no invisible wall or ceiling to that area. I don't know how to do it anyways. I feel like I was saying something before this and I completely lost my train of thought. That's unimportant. And we have time left in this episode, so we're gonna try fighting Capra Demon. Let me just make sure I have the most armor on that I can be wearing. 22 out of 90. That seems... I feel like I'm pushing it here. I don't think I have anything super light. Not like Thief's Mask actually adds much. I feel like I got this. I'm gonna take an Estus. I don't... You know what would be really helpful? If I had some pine resin. Which I'm actually totally capable of buying. Whatever, let's just go for it, see how it goes. Incredible! I didn't die, guys. I didn't die. This is amazing. Okay, I didn't die then. I'm about to die now. Okay, so let's just drink an Estus. Oh my god, he's doing our job for us. Sorry about the lack of commentary. This is very intense. Anyways, the trick to fighting him is see if you can get him to come up the stairs and then jump towards you. Because if you can get him to if you can get him to fall, you can plunging attack him, which is pretty great. Of course, sometimes the plunging attack doesn't stagger, which can be dangerous, as you just saw. I think we've got this, though. Okay, let's take an Estus. Be careful about it. It's running up. Trigger the jumping attack, maybe. Maybe? If we can get him to swing a bit more, he might fall off. There we go. And that's Capra Demon, guys! Wow, that went really smoothly. If you're watching this, and you just struggled a lot on Capra Demon, or you still haven't beat him, I'm very sorry, because I made that probably look a fair bit easier than it actually is. Whew. That was incredibly wonderful. No problems with Capra Demon there. And we've nicely got another humanity and a homeward bone. I love how one of my feet just isn't on the stair, it's just floating by like a mile. Why is that bouncing off of him? That was weird. Wait, does it usually bounce off them? No, it goes through. What? Okay. Anyways, as I said earlier, you probably noticed, and I think this happened, that was sort of like really fast paced for me, but I got hit by the dog as I was trying to walk past to get to the staircase, and the goal should really be run towards the staircase. But I got hit by the dog, and I was able to run through it because I had poise. If I didn't have that poise, that would have been game over, because Capra was also lining up an attack right then, so... That fight can be incredibly challenging without the poise. And if you're a sorcerer, that is probably, I think, one of the hardest fights. Anyways, we have female undead merchant here. Now, Golem, really. I'm gonna be honest, when I was first playing this, I was really worried after fighting Capra Demon, and I walked, like, into here, and I was playing with low brightness, and I just saw the talk, and I thought, like this area basically looked like just a black pit, and I thought I was just talking it into, like, a black pit, and it was actually kind of creepy, because this guy doesn't have the greatest, or friendliest of voices. Anyways.
You still have your senses about you. Then why won't you?
Some people would argue that I don't.
I need your souls.
Wonder if, this undead merchant is at all related to, the other undead merchant? I mean, I don't want to be racist to hollows here, but they do look pretty similar.
That's racist!
You sell charcoal pine resin, which is amazing, and you sell transient curses, also very useful. Purging stones, incredible. We are heading to Blight Town. This is hard. I could level up with my souls from Capra Demon, or I could buy a purging stone. Let's gamble. Let's gamble. Say we don't need the purging stone. Let's pick up 3 of those, and let's pick up 7 of these. What else do you sell? Wait, did I actually buy the 7 of those? No, I didn't. 7 of these. Okay. Okay, this looks good. What else do we want? You do sell the one-time use of humanity, which is interesting. Why don't you use that to make yourself human again, good sir? And, you know, it really doesn't have to hurt to have more of these. They're only 1,000 each. You know what? I'm just gonna put the rest of my points into these. That leaves us with 11, and, wow. Look at the ratings on that. So, interestingly, the icon, next to the message, actually changes depending on the number of souls that the message, not souls, the rating the message has received. So I guess, you start off with the undead merchant, or the hollow, as the sign, and most of the messages you see will be like that. And then I think Oscar is the next one, and then from there it goes, I think, into the bronze knight that we just saw, or the brass knight. And then I think from there it goes into, ooh, I don't even know. I know Framped is like the highest rating. Oh man, you guys are easy peasy now. That was a good throw this guy had. Can't be too careful with our stamina, though. Why am I going back this way? Back to Firelink? Let me think here. You know what? I'm going to think in between episodes, and then I'll get back to you guys with what the plan is, okay? Thanks so much for dropping by. I hope you enjoyed this episode where we surprisingly beat Capra Demon. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of whatever that may be. Once again, don't forget to live long and peace out. Bye!